Let's in fact turn our attention to Rajasthan and the politics that's playing out there with respect to Sachin Pilot's rebellion against his own government in Rajasthan, where he's taken out a yatra from Ajmer to Jaipur. Now, the Sachin Pilot actually said in his speech that he's imposing a 15-day deadline on the government in Rajasthan to probe allegations of corruption against the previous dispensation that was led by Vasundhra Raje. He attacked the Chief Minister, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, during the course of the conclusion of that yatra that he'd taken out. Let's listen to what Sachin Pilot said.
मैं प्रदेश का अध्यक्ष था, लेकिन तमाम नेताओं ने, सम्मानीय गहलोत साहब ने भी बढ़ चढ़कर हर मीटिंग में, हर भाषण में वसुंधरा जी पर आरोप लगाए कि नहीं लगाए मुझे बताओ। लेकिन जब सरकार हमारी बनी तो हमारा दायित्व था कि जो हमने कहा उसको कर दिखाएं। आज 4.5 साल पूरे हो गए। 4.5 साल में हम अभी तक उन वादों को पूरा नहीं कर सके जो हमने लांछन लगाया था, आरोप लगाया था, मैंने लगाया था, गहलोत साहब ने लगाया था कि वसुंधरा जी ने करप्शन किया, भ्रष्टाचार किया है। मैं 1.5 साल पहले से उनको चिट्ठी लिख रहा हूं, क्योंकि मुख्यमंत्री जी गृह मंत्री भी हैं, वित्त मंत्री भी हैं। मैंने चिट्ठी में आग्रह किया कि जांच कराओ, हमारी कथनी करनी में फर्क नहीं होना चाहिए।
Now, my colleague Bhavar has been tracking the yatra from Ajmer to Jaipur. He's also interviewed Sachin Pilot. Let's take a look at his coverage.
विशाल जन समूह जो है वो पायलट के साथ नजर आता है। आप देखिए, टाइम्स नाउ नव भारत ने जब सचिन पायलट से आज सवाल किया कि क्या ये आपकी समस्याओं का आखिरी पड़ाव होगा, तो उन्होंने कहा था कि क्यों नहीं होगा, और नहीं होगा तो ये संघर्ष जारी रहेगा। खैर, सत्ता की लड़ाई है, जनता के हक की लड़ाई है, नौजवानों के हक की लड़ाई है, करप्शन के खिलाफ लड़ाई है, पेपर लीक मामलों के खिलाफ लड़ाई है। ये लड़ाई किसके लिए है वो तस्वीरें देखकर आप समझ ही रहे होंगे। लेकिन इस लड़ाई के बीच एक बात तो तय है कि सचिन पायलट ने अपने आप को यहां साबित करने के लिए पुरजोर कोशिश की है, और उसी कोशिश के बीच ये तस्वीरें बन रही हैं जन संघर्ष यात्रा की। 5वां दिन है, आखिरी दिन है। इस आखिरी दिन सचिन पायलट राजस्थान की राजधानी जयपुर में प्रवेश कर चुके हैं। भाकरोटा की ये तस्वीरें और विशाल जन समूह जहां तक नजर जाती है, लोग नजर आते हैं।
Well, let's go across to Aishwarya. Aishwarya, a worrying situation, to put it very mildly, for the Congress party in Rajasthan in the build-up to the elections in December. Sachin Pilot now giving the government a 15-day deadline to act against allegations of corruption against Vasundhra Raje.
Well, that's right, Siddharth. And at the end of the 5th day of Jan Sangharsh Padyatra of Sachin Pilot, it was a very, very aggressive speech made by him. He clearly stated that मैं डरने वाला नहीं हूँ, मैं पीछे हटने वाला नहीं हूँ. And that was the time when he gave a 15 days ultimatum to his own government that if his own government did not acted against the corruptions made during the time of Vasundhra Raje government, then there would be a statewide Andolan that he will start. And Sachin Pilot, who started his Jan Sangharsh Padyatra, clearly mentioned on day one as well that it is not about one individual, it is not about his government, but it is against the corruption. It is about RSP, Rajasthan Service Public Commission corruption, and also regarding the paper leak scandal that happened. And clearly he also managed to say that he for the very first time made it very public that he wrote several letters to Ashok Gehlot. He wrote several letters to the top high command of the party as well to do something to act against the corrupt practices that was done earlier in the Vasundhra Raje government, but nothing had been done. When we asked Sachin Pilot that whether there has been a communication gap between him and the top leadership, or why not the Congress flags were there in his entire Jan Sangharsh Padyatra, he clearly stated that working for a party doesn't need any permission, and he's working against corruption. And that's what today also he has said, that when Congress his party had won his elections in Karnataka against the corruption, on the issue of corruption, why not he can raise such issues in the state of Rajasthan? And when from where this entire issue of corruption comes under the scrutiny of indiscipline. He mentioned about, he clearly went on to say that indiscipline happened back on 25th September 2022 when the AICC sent a delegation and no meeting took place at the time when Ashok Gehlot deflected that delegation, and when the notices were served till date, the notices were not being replied by Ashok Gehlot, and that is not indiscipline. Indiscipline is something against him. So he had been very aggressive against his own government. 15 days deadline that he has given. If the cases are not being registered or a high-level inquiry committee is not being constituted by his own government, then he would be starting a statewide movement against his own government, and that's the ultimatum, that's the aggressive speech at the end of the 5th day at Jan Sangharsh Padyatra, today concluded by Sachin Pilot in Jaipur.
And Aishwarya, what are the indications about the larger game plan on the part of Sachin Pilot in such an instance? Because he's, of course, speaking out against alleged corruption committed during the previous BJP government. He's accusing the current Gehlot government of inaction. So in the build-up to elections, amid such disunity within the Congress, how are we to now read Sachin Pilot's own blueprint going forward in the build-up?
On the part of Sachin Pilot, he has been maintaining one thing, that this Padyatra should not be categorized as this is something which is against his own government, or this is against any one individual, or this is against Ashok Gehlot. He's been saying from day one that this is against corruption, this is for the youth, and therefore the reason he has started the Jan Sangharsh Padyatra. When asked that whether he had taken any permission from the High Command or whether there has been any sort of reply that came in, as there was also a meeting that took place in the national capital by the AICC, that they might send a notice to Sachin Pilot referring to what he is doing is something which is which comes in the indiscipline category as far as the Congress party is concerned. He clearly said that he doesn't worry, he don't worry about anything as far as the party is concerned.
Okay.
He's working for the party, he's working for the people, and that's where the result will come down when the elections will be completed. He went on to say that when he was the president of the Congress
Thanks,
party,
Aishwarya. That's a comprehensive update, a 15-day ultimatum that's been given by Sachin Pilot, and we'll have to wait and see how the Ashok Gehlot government actually responds to this. We'll take a short break right now. We'll come back with a lot more on the other side. Stay tuned.